as I was saying, before the battery crapped out on me. Out again. It's not blazing sunshine today, which is great. It is a little muggy still though. There's quite a lot of grey cloud, but I'm not sure it's enough to bring in any decent rain. Just about to see over the back of me there. So we'll see. I've got lots of equipment today. I'm not walking anywhere, I'm just going to go to this first stand of trees. I've got things like a hammock this time, which I may or may not use depending on whether I can find a spot. I want to get into the trees a little bit and see if I can find anything. I may or may not find anything. It would be nice if we can find a little spot that is away from any of the down trees, or at least not in any sort of danger of being collapsed on. Find a nice little flat spot would be good. If not, same old, in the grass, as normal. Right, we're going to have a walk around for a bit. Bulk of my gear up. I can always go back and get the rest if I need to. I just want to get into this stand of trees here. See if there's anywhere to camp. I don't think there is, but I want to get down and have a look. That's what we're doing. I've got to be somewhat careful. These dead standing trees, you can see there's a fair amount of it that's over here. It's not recent, some time ago. I don't think there's going to be anywhere deep in here. There's a fence that runs along on the edge, so over there a whole bunch of trees linked against each other, so moving in here at all, the risk is too much, so that's a no. I mean, I've been here so many times, but I've not really looked to see if I can get in there till now. Oh well. Okay. So this is one of my spots I usually camp on. I can get a tent in there easy enough. I can even put a tarp up if I wanted to. You can also get under here. Where it's not a lot of height. I could probably do something about that. Maybe. I don't really think I need to do that. And I can definitely get here. But I think the other side's probably better. It's a little bit more sheltered. There's another dead standing tree there, but if it was going to go, it was going to go the other way. I'm not going to make a choice yet though, because the wind is starting to whip up and I want to see exactly which way it's going. before I do anything. So I'm going to set up my chair, have a seat. It's a bit windy. It's not much, it's only, I don't know, 5-6 miles an hour maybe. It's sort of coming right the way through along this edge of this mountain. It makes things a little bit more tricky. Still. It will at least keep the flies out a tad. I've also got a new wood burning stove to try out and review, which should keep the rest away. That's also why I need to check which the wind direction is going to stick to, so I know exactly where to have that stove. I brought the North Tent Vern one with me today. I have got the little One Tigress pyramid tent. I've also got the Lanshan 2 in the car. I could probably get the Lanshan in here, but I don't really want to. I'm saving that. I might walk back up to the reservoir down in the beacons and use the Lanshan there at some point in summer. We'll figure it out. So yeah, I wanted some real comfort today, so I brought the Vern one, and I think that's what I'm going to use. I'll get that set up in a minute, and we'll move everything over to the other camp spot. I think it's a little flatter, a little bit more, not so protected, but certainly a little flatter. I'm going to put the North tent down in here. Gets a little bit of wind protection by the trees here and here. I can dive under there if I really need to, if it gets too gnarly. I can't imagine it would. It is reasonably flat. This is sort of where I was last time with the pyramid tent, so I know the ground's fine. I think I've had the North tent up on the other side before, but not this side. Should be good. Well, I should say, I brought the North tent because I want comfort. In no way do I think I'm going to need a serious 4-season tent for tonight. I might get a little wind. If we're really lucky, I might get a little bit of rain. Doubt it. The forecast has been up and down all week, so we'll see. Anyway, quick tip. If your tent has a ground sheet, a detachable footprint, like this, pick it out, get it roughly where you think you want it, then have a lay down. This gives you a chance to make sure you're reasonably flat, and to make sure you haven't got roots or rocks or whatever underneath. Quite useful. That's why I keep the footprint for the North tent separated. I could attach them, but I find it more useful this way. There she is, North tent Vern 1 PC. I've only guyed out the two ends just to keep the vents open. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Right, time to move everything else around. So stuffy. So look at the temps. 18 at the moment. Overcast for the rest of the day. Overcast all night. Down to 11. And then tomorrow overcast till midday, maybe a tad of rain, and then more of the same. Whew. It's a lovely looking tent. So I've not put the guidelines out so it won't be rock solid, because it just doesn't need to be today. I don't need that. I just want it to be really comfy, nice and warm tonight. I've still got my summer quilt with me, so it should be fine. I was going to bring the Zembivy one, but I couldn't find it. I buried it somewhere. Oh well. I'm going to have to get the fly zappery thing going, I think. Ugh. So I'll get the flex tail repellent S running. And then after that, I'll probably get the bed set up, just on the slight off chance it rains. It shouldn't, but you just never know. So we'll get the bedding in. We'll get the mat in. Get this on. There we are. That'll take a few minutes anyway. Could probably hang it up if I needed to. For now, I'll put it on the floor. Yeah, so I'll get the bedding sorted out, and then we'll get the little wood burning stove running and get rid of the rest of the bugs. Yeah, I'm going to have it under here because the wind is blowing this way and I don't want any sparks heading that way. Shouldn't be too bad. As long as we don't have a roaring fire, we'll be fine. Just keep it nice and low. Should be fine. Then later on we'll do some cooking, have some dinner, and hopefully settle in for a really nice sleep. Should be cosy. I've really not pegged this out very well. You'll see I'm using the big pegs, the spikes, but they're not in very far. The ground's pretty hard here and it really doesn't need to go. I don't need to worry about it too hard. Not really, not this time of day. That makes no sense. I don't need to worry about it because there's not a huge amount of wind. I'm not going to be shifting around too much. Should be fine. I can always push them in later if I need to. It's still pretty early in the day, so I'm not hungry, but I am thirsty. It looks like I forgot to wash my cup, so we'll do that. I haven't got to the wood burner stove yet. Twig stove, whatever you want to call it. I'll get that sorted out in a bit. Show you all around that. For now, I've got the gas. I'm going to set up to have some coffee. Okay. No point using too much water. Although I've got more in the car if I want it. But I'll just use what I need. And I'm going to do my little pre-made coffee sugar packets today. Which I'll show you in a sec. Let's get this going. Almost there. Okay, so let me just put this coffee in. Grab a spoon. These are great. They are reusable. They last long enough, depending on how you use them. Don't put them in the dishwasher though. Right, so I think the problem here is this G3 is just too small for the burner head, but the G2 will probably be spot on. Ow, ow, ow. Which is why I was getting flames around the outside, which I normally wouldn't see. If I was using the BRS, like I have been, don't think that would have been a problem. No, that's not quite right. There we are. Oh no. You know what? Let's just put it on the floor. Yeah, they're just not designed for such a large burner head. It just doesn't sit inside properly. It's not really for that. coffee. Try it there. Okay. I do have another top, like a quite a thin mid layer, but long sleeve. That's already in the tent. I do also have my down jacket in the car. Depends on how long I'm going to sit out here tonight. May have to go back and retrieve that. I don't think it's going to be cold. I think it's just going to be cold enough. Chilly, but not cold. Anyway, doesn't matter much. I'm going to sit and have my coffee, and then I will start collecting some wood for the little wood stove, twig stove, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll spark that up and see how we get on. Well, had a play with the drone. I went back to the car for the down jacket. It's not, the temperature's not cold, but the wind is. And the wind is getting funneled along this gap where I'm in. And that gets quite chilly. So, anyway, that's where we are. Well, thought we'd go for a wander, just a quick one. Not far. Just want to walk around this edge of this tree stand. See if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. Spin you around. Certainly can't get in there. A lot of tree root here and a slope. Got some nice cover though, but the angles are all wrong. Don't be able to find a flat pitch. Ground's a little damper here as well. So it's just all down stuff. Couldn't get in there. This is the way that I think the deer are all moving through. In fact, there's a big space here. Don't know if the camera's going to pick it up very well. Where everything's flat. It could easily be where they're laying. All through here. Yeah, it's getting a little soggier down this way. Give you a view of the trees. You can probably hear them moving, where they've all sort of joined each other. Certainly no way of camping there. This tree here wasn't here last time, or at least wasn't this far over. don't like the sound of that at all. It's this one here. That could come down at any time, that. It's split the right way in half as far as I can see. Out there, it's propped itself up on another tree. Right, moving away from that. Can't see that surviving any sort of weather. Oh. Yeah, it's much softer underfoot along here. Could probably get a tent there, but don't think that's very nice either. Definitely a lot of deer sign. See where the ground's all been turned up. I've caught fox, deer, badger, all in this area. On the trail cams. Such a shame. Such a shame. Can you imagine this area with better trees in it and nothing like this? You could make a lovely little camp area there. Oh, way too much risk. Doing anything at all in amongst this lot. Where I currently am camping is about as close as I want to be to all this dead standing stuff. I'm fairly sure that the one or two trees that are near me that are dead wouldn't fall in my direction, so I'm not worried about that too much. Such a shame. The trouble is there's nothing you can do, because even if you cleared out all the dead stuff, all the stuff that's already fallen, there's still just too much that could go wrong, that could come over with a bit of wind. Oh well, not to worry. Right, here's something I haven't used before. It's a saw, I think. I have never put this together. So I don't really know how it works. Oh my. Okay. That's the tensioner. Alright. Gonna go in there. I thought it would come right through, but alright, okay. There. Okay. This is where you find that things don't really fit that well. Okay, that one's alright. That one and that one. Okay, well now I'm thinking here, that goes through there, through there, tighten that up a little bit, like that. Then we'll go for the blade. Just that. And then, without trapping your beard, we tighten it up. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I mean, all the bits are roughly in the right place. It's a little bit buckled, but that's all right. It is only cheap. Let's give it a try. Well, it works for a given value of work. That's so rotten it didn't need to be cut. Oh well. So, this isn't a very aggressive blade, and that's probably the problem. It might be possible to get a blade, another blade, with a more aggressive teeth profile. That might make all the difference. I'll measure that up at one point and see if we can get anything. But there we go. Let's make another coffee. It's always time for coffee. Oh. This wind is pretty constant now. I mean, it's still sunny and it's still a little overcast and, you know, all those sort of things, but the wind keeps whipping through, which is fine. It's not that much of a problem. The tent's pitched perfectly to handle the wind, so no issue there. It'll be warm. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that stove. It's not behaving. I know it wasn't great with the G3 pot, but I've just run it with my, what's this? It's 800 milliliter, yeah, pot. And it still didn't, I didn't like it. It was making some weird noises. Admittedly, I don't use this one very often. It doesn't really make much of a difference. I've got the BRS one, which is fine. Even this one's fine, just a bit weird. I guess it depends on what you're cooking, or boiling in this case. It's very quiet today. I wouldn't be at all surprised if I get barks out again tonight though. When I was here last time, I'm pretty sure the deer came past, right past, and just yelled at me. So I will set the trail cam back to on for bed and see if we can capture it as it's going past, getting narky. Okay, here's another new thing. A little light from Temu. Now, if you followed my channel before, you'd know that I already had a light from Temu. Unfortunately, I don't know where that's gone. That was tidied away. So it's around somewhere, but I don't know where. So, this is slightly telescopic. It's not very long. And then these panels come out and they rotate. So you can have them shining up or down. It's entirely up to you. And on the bottom there is a small spotlight that you can focus, and it's got this little almost entirely useless stand bit. Rubbish. Terrible design. Anyway, get rid of that. So there we go. It's not massively bright, but it's enough for in your tent or whatever at night time. And then you got the spotlight on the bottom, various modes. It's not a bad little spot actually on flood. Not bad. Don't think it was particularly expensive. I'll stick it on the screen. It's not particularly weighty. It does have a little hanger bit there, but it's a bugger to get out, so but you'd hang it up and inside of your tent. Let me just feed the fire again. Right then. I think it's about 5:15ish, maybe a little later than that. I'm going to do dinner. And today we've got Cajun pulled beef, which I made the other day, which was really nice. So we've got that in a roll with some barbecue sauce, which should be pretty good, at least in theory. Right, I'll put you there so you can see what I'm cooking. Now, first thing we'll do, I'll get one roll out, I think. Do one at a time. See how we get on. Lovely. And I'm using the fire maple pan again, which I find to be a really nice pan. And we'll put in just a smidge of oil, just because the beef has been frozen. It's all pre-made, but it has been in the freezer, so I'll just do a bit at a time. So one meal at a time, I think. sizzling. So all I really want to do is get this nicely heated, then we'll add some barbecue, which again is the Sweet Baby Ray. Need a bit of ash, never heard that one. That's the Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce, is the honey one. Come on. Okay. We'll just bung some sauce in. Not need much. Just a little more. This little fire maple pan, really good. It's totally non-stick so far, even though I'm using a metal implement, which I really shouldn't be, but there we are. Right, let's chuck that on some roll. Lost a bit there. Could probably do with adding some, maybe some cheese or something, maybe. I don't know. There we are. Cajun pulled beef, barbecue sauce, cheese roll. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, some cheese would have done a good job with. Right. I shall sit down and eat my first one. Might make another one, we'll see. Bring it back a bit. That was really nice. A little dry, but really a bit like Peking duck. Might have another one later. I don't think I need to have one now. So look at the time. It is 5:30. I'm trying to do different food when I go out camping. It's not to say I haven't got any bacon, because I have, obviously, but I haven't brought any steak. Oh. Finished all the pulled beef. It was really nice. That's a nice little change, that one. Temperature has plummeted though. And what the temperature is, let's have a look. 16 feels like 14. That's out here. In the tent where my thermometer is 20 degrees, 20.6 degrees. So significantly warmer inside the tent. But I've just made some, just boiled some water for some hot chocolate. I'm doing now. Oh. That wind is bitingly cold. It really is. I'm really expecting it. It's not entirely true. I had a feeling that tonight was going to be a bit cold, which is why I bought the North tent instead of the much more summer-like one Tigris. The microphone covered. Hang on, let's do that. I'm sure it'll be alright. So yeah, I should be quite toasty warm in there. Don't think it's going to be an issue at all. Oh. Galaxy hot chocolates nights. I can see the sun is sort of in front of me. It's just going down behind the trees. 10-15 minutes it's going to be below the edge of the mountain here, so we'll have to sort of see how much longer I set out for. Not much, I shouldn't think. Even though, you know, we've probably got another 3 hours before it's sundown or more. But I'm alright with that. I'm quite happy getting cosy in the tent, just chillaxing there. I don't have a worry with that. So there's the little Boundless Voyage titanium, what do we call it, twig stove. Pretty good. I mean, it's a metal surround that you burn shit in, so it's not very technical, but it's a lot lighter than my other one. It's a lot less clunky and clattery than the other one. It is smaller, but you don't really need a huge twig stove. A small one's very nice. I could fire it up again, keep feeding it and warm up, but I don't have that need to do that today. Not really. in the winter, autumn, winter, early spring, bringing the off the ground fire pit is great. Bringing a bunch of wood from home, because we've got a wood burner at home, so a couple of bags of logs, perfect. Loads and loads of heat. Well, you don't really need that in the summer, even if it is cold like it is now. It's definitely getting a chill. But yeah, on a normal summer's day, you don't really need a big fire pit full of logs burning away. Those little twig stoves are perfectly good enough. So at some point soon, one of these camps will be a hammock camp. I've never done hammock camping before. I don't know if I'd get on with it. I'm sure we'll find out pretty quick. I couldn't really do it here. There's not really enough room. You know, the spacing on the trees is wrong. And I can't go deeper into the wood bit there for all the reasons I went through earlier. So when I do the hammock camp, it'll be, if it's at this spot, it'll be up at the other stand of trees. There are a couple of trees there that should be perfectly separated for a hammock, and there's room for a hammock there. If not, I'll have to find somewhere else to go. About the last time I used the Nortent was the other permission site, where that had been absolutely destroyed by the trees being blown over in the storms. So the couple of spots that I could camp in that were nice and flat and protected, just gone. A couple of dozen trees had blown over, big ones, and they're all blown over right on top of where I used to camp, so that's gone now. There's nowhere there to hammock, really. There might be one space, but it's not a great space. I do need to find some other sites, really. If you've got permission sites in mid Wales, let me know. I will go up to the reservoir again, or down to the reservoir rather, at the Brecons. That was really good there. I enjoyed that camp. It's great to sit out in just such massive scenery. Right, I'm going to finish my hot chocolate, then I'm going to pack away a few bits, put the table and chair somewhere where it's not likely to go flying off, and I'll get in the tent, I'll get warm, cosy, read my book again, so it's time for sleep. Well, it was 7:15, I think. It just got too cold sitting outside, so I'm now in the tent. I do love this tent, so much room. It's nice and warm. It's a good 3-4 degrees warmer than outside, and you're not in the wind. So I'm not expecting any overnight rain. I'm not expecting any crazy winds or anything like that. Should just be a nice night's sleep. So I'm just going to read until I don't want to. and then I'm going to go to sleep. And that's all there is to it. Well, if anything interesting happens overnight, I'll bring you back. It won't. See you in the morning. Finally raining. It's one of the things they say you should do with this tent. Get it wet, try it out at least once or twice. Seals it up nicely. This is the first time I've actually been out and it's actually rained. Having an extremely lazy afternoon here. I'm in no rush at all. Right, I'm starting to pack away now in between the rain showers. I was tempted to stay for a second day, but not really in the mood for it today. So, get everything put away, get back and dry some stuff out. Not that it's all wet, not too wet anyway. It's all good.